Hi, and thanks for joining us for this week's edition of 2 Minutes of Truth. If you watched last week's video, you know that we talked about in the beginning God as a starting point in our faith, in that if we believe those first 4 words of the Bible, the rest is a given. In fleshing out what that looks like, we discussed what Jesus calls the greatest commandments. Loving God with everything that we've got and loving others as ourselves. Today we're going to look at the first part of that in loving God. Jesus talks about this very plainly in John 10 when he talks about being the good shepherd. And in John 10 verses 3 through 5 he says, "The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep listen to his voice. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he's brought out all his own, he goes ahead of them, and his sheep follow him because they know his voice. But they will never follow a stranger. In fact, they will run away from him because they don't recognize a stranger's voice." So if we belong to Jesus, if we are children of God, we will know his voice. And we will follow him by doing what he does and saying what he says. Do you know Jesus' voice? How does Jesus talk to you? Does he speak through audible voices? Possibly. Through visions or dreams? Maybe. Through times of solitude and meditation on Scripture? Most definitely. Most definitely. So here's our application point for today. Pray about not only hearing, but truly knowing God's voice. And make time in your life to have a daily conversation with God. And go into it knowing that the conversation doesn't have to be filled with talk on your part. It doesn't have to be filled with a wish list of things or people that you want God to bless. Leave time to listen. Lots of time to listen for God's voice. And thanks again for joining us. And until next time, God bless.